I'm sick of the feeling I have in my gut. Putting in work and not making enough. Buried alive and I'm covered in blood. Knowing the blood and it came from the cut. Sick of the feeling I'm missing your touch. Yesterday it was all good, now it's fucked. Feel like the goal was to share it together, but now that you gone, what's the point of the hunt? Feel like I'm...
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy BB here again, and I am back with another video. And in today's video I'll be showing you guys some back to school tech items, and this is the budget edition. I already made the ballers edition, so if you're willing to spend the money, go check that video. I try my best to make this as budget as possible, but for some people this might actually seem expensive. But if you are still on a budget within a certain amount, this is probably the best setup for you. So first things first is the bag. Now I picked up this bag from Amazon, and this is the Lenovo Legion backpack, and it's under $50, which is budget friendly in my opinion. I like the compact design, you know what I'm saying? And one thing about this backpack is it only has one compartment, but that compartment can be reached from two different ports. So like right here, you could get through the main compartment. You could just like drag this like this, boom, and it opens it. And then you do it like this, it closes. Easy access. Or you could just go from this side, and you could just open it and view everything inside the bag. So yeah, but inside the main compartment it has like different pockets and stuff where you could put like your accessories, your power bank, charger, calculator, stuff like that. And you also has like compartments on this side right here for like your water bottle. So yeah, if you're looking for a budget friendly backpack that also looks slick, I'll drop a link to this in the description down below. Now, as for school main device on the budget, I'll highly recommend the M2 iPad Air. And this is the one that I personally use for note taking, but you could actually use this as your laptop if you have the right accessories. So the setup I'm using right here is the keyboard case from ESR, and it's a keyboard that actually looks very similar to the Apple Magic Keyboard. Now this whole setup from ESR is very sturdy and truly helps get the most out of your iPad. With firm magnetic attachment on the back plate to lift the iPad setup to a laptop form, it can also be flipped to a vertical form if you desire. You can get work done with ease, especially now that the iPad OS 26 feels like the Mac OS. So with the ESR built-in trackpad, you get a full gesture support that makes navigation between multiple apps flawless. It's very smooth with a simulated click just like on a MacBook, and it's perfect for multitasking on the iPad. As a student, you can actually turn the M2 iPad Air into your main device if you do things like writing essays and constantly browsing the web. The ESR keyboard is very tactile with accurate feedback and feels comfortable to type on when used on the desk. It's designed to accommodate the iPad OS with Apple key shortcuts and commands, and even has backlight with different colors for use in a dark environment. You should also opt for the ESR Ultra Fit screen protector. Very easy to set up with just 2 steps and keeps your display protected at all times. Now, one of the advantages of using the M2 iPad Air as your main device is that it could double as a note-taking device as well. And thankfully the ESR case is also very detachable, so you could just lay this on the floor and start taking notes. So this is also the ESR Stylus pen. Look how slick this looks, guys. It's very simple and compact. I like the black design. It also comes in white and other colors if you want to, so if you're trying to be a little fancy with it. And me personally, I use GoodNotes to take my notes. I have one of my notes right here. Just take notes and stuff like that, highlighting text, shape drawing and stuff. This actually feels very comfortable to write with. So I'm just going to write something random under my notes. Let me just do this so I don't mess it up. Now the good thing about this stylus pen is that it actually has the Apple Find My. So if I was to go to the Find My, and you guys could see right here, it has the ESR pen, and it says it's home right now, so you could actually just find it if you ever lost your stylus pen. That's actually a crazy feature that they added to this. I was actually surprised when I found out that this could actually be found through the Find My app. Now if you really want to get a laptop and you are also on the budget, I would highly recommend the Asus ZenBook A14. Now I'm actually giving away this laptop at the end of the month. You guys could still enter by letting me know in the comment section down below why you want the laptop, and basically just follow all the rules. As you guys could see, I'm using it to script videos. I've been using this laptop for the past almost 2 months now for all my summer classes, and I got A in the 2 summer classes that I took, and this is the laptop that I used to finish all the work. So if you are someone who is into like productivity, writing essays, research papers, and the best part is it has a very good battery life, so you wouldn't worry about charging this laptop if you're going to be using it for like a full day. And look, it's very clean looking. This is the kind of laptop that you could take in a coffee shop. It looks sleek, it looks clean. Highly recommend it. And you could get this for as little as $600. So in my opinion, that's a budget laptop. Alright, so as a student, a note-taking device worth investing in is the Nota Memo AI voice recorder. A compact device to record an entire lecture with just the click of a button. It isolates the voice of your professor in a noisy class, intelligently focuses on the topic, and transcribes the lecture audio into a well-structured and organized note using the Nota app. There are times when I just want to listen without having to write down notes. This is a tool that easily have your notes ready to study from later. You can see the summary of what the lecture is about and even dive deeper to subtopics that are easy to understand. Now, you don't always have to open the app when you need to record. It instantly syncs with your phone as soon as you hit the button. Your notes are ready. You can also integrate this with productivity apps like Notion and Google Workspace. You also get a MagSafe wallet to keep the device attached to your phone and have it ready to use at any time. And if I need to access my notes from my iPad or laptop, I could just sign into my Nota account and make use of my notes from there. This is a tool that can be used in different cases like business meetings or record conversations. I would leave a link to this in the description down below, so make sure you check it out. And thanks to Nota for sponsoring this section of the video. Now, if you really want to get a MacBook but on a budget, I'll recommend something like the M4 MacBook Air. Now, you could actually get that on Amazon right now for around like $799 the last time I checked. Or if you go to somewhere like Best Buy, some people are running some deals. Now, you could actually get it from the Apple Store with the back to school or student deal for $899, which was how much I got it when I was ready to review the laptop. I would highly recommend it if you're on a budget and you want to do something on the creativity side of things and programming, as opposed to the Asus ZenBook A14. Now, there might be times where something like your iPad is dying or you need to charge it, or your laptop is dying and you really need to take those notes. I would recommend getting something like this. This is actually not expensive, guys. This is actually like maybe $15 on Amazon. This is a very nice notebook that I've been using for a couple years now. I have two of these. I think this is the second one. I like the way it looks. It looks very simple and it has this brown texture and feels very satisfying to type on as well. I feel like it's very compact. This is the only notebook I have aside from the handouts that my professors give to me. Since like my second year of college, I haven't bought an actual notebook. I've just been using this an iPad. So I highly recommend this if you guys really need to take those notes on paper. All right, so moving on, guys. If you are studying something that has to do with numbers, you might actually need a calculator. This was the first calculator I bought for college. I ended up getting something on the more expensive side, which is a graphing calculator. But if you're doing something like maybe accounting, you don't need all those like graphing features or integral. You could just get something like this. It's also a scientific calculator. I highly recommend this. And the best part about this one is the battery actually has never died. I've never opened this or changed the battery. I'm not sure how much this go for. Well, I know for sure this is way cheaper than the graphing calculator I ended up getting. Now, when it comes to phones, I have two recommendations, or actually many recommendations, but the budget phone that I've bought with my money so far, and also this might not be budget for everybody, is the Google Pixel 8a. So I actually got this phone last year, and this phone is actually surprisingly a very good phone. Now, you could get the Google Pixel 9a or the iPhone 16e, which I've also tested on this channel. If you guys want to watch the full review of that, go check it out. But personally, I think this is a very good phone for anyone who is looking for a phone on a budget. It has a good camera, not the best, but it's still useful. You know what I'm saying? And if you're going for a budget, if you really want a good camera, just get like, spend the money and get iPhone 16 Pro Max or iPhone 16 Pro, or get something like the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. But we're talking about budget right here. Get something like this, you would never go wrong. It has an amazing battery life. It's very responsive. This thing has 120 Hertz for adaptive refresh rates. You can get down to like 60 Hertz on regular usage, but if you're going to be playing games and stuff like that, you can make use of the 120 Hertz. You could get this in different colors as well. And yeah, Google Pixel 8a or iPhone 16e, which is actually quite expensive, but it's still on the budget side, or the regular S25. I don't know, get one of those. Now, when it comes to headphones on the budget, I would highly recommend getting this Joy Room clip-on headphones. So these headphones, you could just go boom like that. It feels like earrings. but these are actually not earrings. You could just clip them on. And crazy thing about these headphones is the sound quality is actually like amazing, guys. So this headphone is actually an open ear earbuds. You are going to hear sounds around you. You really don't have to worry about like not hearing people when you are using it. And also you could actually use this to work out because it clips to your ear, so when you're moving your head or shaking your head, it doesn't fall off or anything. So this costs less than $50, I believe. It's actually on the cheaper side, which is why I'm recommending it, because this is a budget video. If you want something more expensive, AirPods Pro are expensive, Beats Studio Pro, most of them are expensive, so that's why I'm recommending this one. Now when it comes to watches, I actually have this Android watch. You could actually pair with something like this, but this one is from Fosmet. But I'm sorry guys, I couldn't find a charger for this. I used to use this a lot, but I haven't used it in a minute. But I'll find another Android watch for you guys. But this one actually looks very, very clean. They're actually not selling this on Amazon anymore, which is sad. I don't know why they stopped selling them. Now if you also want to get something on a budget but an Apple Watch, I'll recommend the Apple Watch SE 2. Now the Apple Watch SE actually has all the features you could get from like the Apple Watch Ultra or the Apple Watch 10. The only thing is it doesn't have always on display. This is the one and the only smartwatch I wear. I actually ran with this morning. If you were to check, you guys could see I worked out with this morning, and I didn't work out yesterday and the day before, which is crazy. I use this when I'm working out. I use this when I'm going on a run. It tracks, sometimes I use it to track my sleep and stuff like that. If you're on a budget, and don't let anybody talk you into buying the expensive Apple Watches. In terms of like features, this has the same feature you get on any other one, except from all that extra stuff which nobody ever uses. In my opinion, I've never seen anybody with an Apple Watch Ultra or Apple Watch Series 10 that dives into the ocean or that does none of those crazy stuff. So get the Apple Watch SE 2. It's still expensive, around $200, but if you really need a smartwatch, I would recommend getting this. Now you could have just one charger for all these devices, like any USB-C charger, maybe the one for your laptop or the one for your iPad, because most of these devices use USB-C. But if you want that extra juice and you don't want to be next to an outlet, I'll highly recommend this power bank, which is also from Joyroom. Now this power bank can charge your iPhone 16 Pro Max up to full charge and then another half charge, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? It has 10,000 milliamp power. And the best part is they're actually retractable, so you could draw out the cable and then you could retract it like this. Also, it has this display right here that lets you know how much juice you have left. But I've been using this in like almost 2 weeks and it still have 70% of battery. So if you don't use this, the battery is not going to die. So if you just have this in your bag for like weeks and one day you just run out of juice, just grab this and you'll be fine. Yeah, the Joyroom charger, I wish this was MagSafe, but it would be too big for MagSafe. But I always make sure to have this with me at all times. And this was actually in my Baller edition, but it's still cheap. I think it's below $50, so I highly recommend it. If you're on campus a lot, you always want to stay hydrated. Get you a water bottle. This one is from Walmart. You could get something like this from any grocery store, or you could actually get something like a plastic water bottle as well. Well, I highly recommend this because when it's hot and you put like cool water in here, your water is going to stay cool for like a long time because it's black on the outside. And I like the entire black finish. You could just have this on your desk, boom, and then have your iPad. Someone's going to think you're a serious kid. You know what I'm saying? They don't know you're just as lame as me. Lastly, I would recommend you guys having a nice looking wallet. So this is the wallet that I use. It looks luxury, it gives a luxury vibe, but this is actually under $5 or under $10, and I've had this since 2020. Yeah, 2020, and it still looks clean. I have my student ID in here, my student ID, my health insurance, my student ID, my driver's license, all my cards, credit card, debit card, every kind of card. And if I ever need cash, which I don't have right now because I'm broke, I could just throw my cash in here. And yeah, that's basically it. So yeah guys, this is my budget edition video for back to school. Some people might not find these accessories or these items on the budget side, but if you live in like North America and you have like a side job and you're on a budget, I'll highly recommend these to get the best performance and the best out of your college days. So yeah, I'll make sure to drop a link to all these items in the description down below, so feel free to check it out, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Let's get it.